Monday morning, about 8:30, and I'm here at Devil's Lake. It's sunny and calm. Minnows are swirling around the shallows here. We're waiting for 3 fourth grade classes from Prairie Ridge Intermediate in Reedsburg. We'll talk about Indian mounds, the rocks, the flora and fauna. It's a beautiful day for it. And these bluffs are just great. We'll walk on some of the trails. We're at the North Shore today, and we'll see what we can find. This little guy is kind of watching guard here. He's all alone. Well, I guess not totally alone. This guy is patiently watching for little minnows. Probably once the kids get here, it'll be scared off. Nice to see him though. Follow me!
Nope, that's not us. Miss Wilson. You said would you like us in a line? A single file? A two file. Okay, everybody. I'm connected. Okay, guys, let's go get in the group.
Who's working with me? I'm Gary Williams. And
I'm Liv. Hi guys.
So we're your Devil's Lake Mound Builders tour guides. All right, let's keep going. Thank you, hands down. Take a look in the sky.
What's your bird? Just one.
All right, on the count of 3, tell me what they are. 1, 2, 3.
Angel. Not eagle.
Raise your hand if you're listening.
Which one?
Down there.
Which one?
If you're listening, you're not talking. One way to tell that they're turkey vultures and not eagles is by their wings. If you look at their wings, they're just a little bit up on the ends, making a sort of a V. And the eagles will be straight out. But the turkey vultures are a little V. And you might think, oh, they're kind of gross because they eat up dead things. Well, eagles do also. But they serve a huge purpose. If all the dead things didn't get eaten by turkey vultures and bacteria and bugs, we'd be inundated with all kinds of dead things. So they're the cleaner uppers. So they're doing a great job for nature.
Did you know an eagle's...
Oh my god.
Great, thank you guys. Who can tell me what kind of house this is?
A bat house.
A bat house. Now Halloween's coming, and typically bats get a bad rep. You know, bats are portrayed as kind of evil and getting in your hair and just kind of scary critters. Bats are mammals just like cats and dogs. They're not scary critters. They're nice. They eat tons of mosquitoes. However, bats are in trouble right now because there's a disease. Remember when we had the pandemic and people were dying across the world because of the pandemic that people had? Bats have a disease that's killing them. And you might think it's kind of funny. It's called white nose disease. But it's not funny. And it really hurts the bats. So we got to be careful about bats. And you know, bats can get other diseases too, just like dogs and cats can get. But generally, bats are healthy, good for our environment, and this is one of the places they can live. And you know, we think because we are people and we see, we get a lot of our information by seeing things. Bats have eyes, and they can see, but their main information gatherer is echolocation. So they make a little clicking noise. And it goes out and it hits something and comes back. And they can tell just like that how far it is and what it is just by that clicking echolocation. It's amazing. All right, remove it. And at each Indian mound, we're going to ask a question because there's a lot of confusing reports and information about the Indian mounds, the effigy mound builders. So I'm going to suggest that when we come to some, think about a question that you might have and say, I wonder what, I wonder if, things like that related to the Indian mounds. But first we're going to read this one.
A group of Native Americans, effigy mound builders, fashioned dough approximately 50 generations ago into three kinds of mounds. Those in the form of animals, such as bear mound to the left of the sign, those which look like widges, such as the mound to the right of the sign, and those in the shape of cones or half circles. The oval type, these people probably held some ceremonies and rites by the mounds.
Okay, so first of all, it said 50 generations.
Oh.
What does that mean?
Hey, that's cement on it.
Over 50 years ago?
What? Somebody take a guess at how many years would be a generation?
6,000?
That's a lot of years. What do you think?
Probably 30. Stop!
So a generation, I'll give you an example. There's a generation from my son to me. And he's like 30 years different. There's a generation from his son to him. There's about 30 years. So somewhere around 30 years is a generation. The difference in age from a son to a father or a daughter to a mother, that's a
Dragonfly.
dragonfly. Thank you. It's always good to be watching what's going on, even though it's different than what we're talking about. Thank you.
I was walking over there when I saw one. Actually,
Selfie.
whoa, that's so cool.
Dragonflies are so cool because they've got 4 wings.
They're my favorite animals.
And they can move those wings at different times. They're not all going at the same time. So they can go fast forward and then they can just turn around. They can go all different ways. Really cool. All right. I said we were going to talk about I wonder what. Thinking of the Indian mounds, do you have a question? I wonder. Anybody?
What soil they were made of?
Whoa, whoa. What?
What soil they were made of?
What soil they were made of? Good question, yeah. Probably, I don't know. Would you have a guess?
The state soil. The state soil and Antarctica.
She's saying the state soil.
Oh, the state soil. Yes, if they're in Wisconsin, the state soil. Yeah.
Do you have a test on that already?
Has this grass ever been cut?
Has the grass ever been cut?
Yeah.
You know, on these mounds, the park has planted native plants, and so they don't mow it. But the kind of out of respect for the Native American beliefs and traditions, they thought it would be good to plant native plants, and so they don't mow it, and they don't want us to walk on them either. Yeah.
What Indians made it?
The Effigy Mound Native American Indians made them, yeah.
Salt. It's respect.
But I've never heard about how they made them or when they made them or who made them. You know, was it men? That's what I wonder about. Did the men do it? Did the kids do it? Did the women do it? Did they all do it together?
Did the grandparents do it?
Did what?
Did the older people do it?
Yeah, did the older people do it? Hey, Grandpa, get out there, get your shovel, start digging. Or maybe the grandpa would say to the grandkids, hey, you guys, I'm the old man here. You guys, you're young. You could do this stuff. I don't know. That's what I wonder about. Yeah.
What type of rock they are? Like what color they are?
The rock? What? You mean if they use rocks for these? Yeah, that's a good question. Did they use rocks?
How did they carry it?
And how did they carry it?
Is it like so big?
Oh, you know what? You guys, do you think they had shovels like we had?
No. They had hands. Hands. Bro, what the
They had hands, and you know what else they had?
They had like
Boys.
You know, see these bones in the back here?
Mason, nature, where it is.
These bones back here? On some of the animals, they're big. You know, on us, they're not very big, but some of them, it's the shoulder blades, the scapula. Like on a cow or a horse, they're really big, and they could be used for shovels. All right, we're going to walk around this one and just look at the different plants. And maybe, wait. Tell you what, I'd say let's just kind of walk almost like a dance around it, like we're doing a ceremony, and just kind of walk around like this.
Let's get wild, I guess. Leave nature with it.
Oh, come on, you bounce a little.
We could do a skip. Like skipping. Skipping's a dance.
Raise your hands.
So we're gonna dance.
Turn around a little.
Let's see what you got.
I'm gonna follow you this.
Turn around the other way.
Oh no, wait, what? Let's get back right now.
That's okay.
Jog a little.
The sun's gonna get really warm, so it'll dry off.
I care. My shoes are literally so wet. Skip? There's so much water in my shoes. It's long back there. It has a lot of cliffs and dead areas to go down. Oh my gosh. If you go like this, like crunch your feet. I hope you lost the fall. Well, this didn't rain yesterday.
Threw this at someone else, and luckily it missed them, so please don't throw things at each other.
What would happen if it hit them?
Oh, see, that's one of those, I wonder if. Well, it's very hard,
There's a big nut inside.
and also, I was handling one on Friday, and I don't know if you can tell. My fingers are still kind of brown from having touched it.
They'll make you stop black.
It makes a stain, a very potent stain, a brown stain. Anybody know what it is?
That's okay.
What do you think?
Is it walnut?
It's a walnut.
I knew it.
So it comes from a tree. And this is the outer part.
Actual nut is inside.
Yes, and also if you can see, there's little white lines there.
Christian.
Why?
Christian.
Inside this nut, inside this hard part.
That's what Bodie just said.
I know, somebody was talking when I was talking.
Can we crush it and then we can eat it?
Somebody can hold on to it, and your hands are going to get brown.
I got it.
And no matter how you... And there'll be others along here too.
Definitely not.
But maybe when we get up by rocks in the shelter, it'll crush. All right, we're going to look for other mounds back there. And it's, yeah, he's got it. Hold up your hands again. See the brown stain? That'll be with you for at least a few days.
So you're gonna have more.
All right, back up here listening. Hands up if you're listening.
It can be a little wet though.
Bodie.
All right, the walnut is also the fruit of the tree. It's a nut, and it's edible. Here's another one. Not a walnut.
But it's a squirrel nut.
Walnut?
Well,
It's a nut in a squirrel.
anybody know what kind of nut this is?
Acorn?
An acorn. What kind of tree does acorn come from? Yeah. Oak tree. This acorn, though, is unique because the walnut and the acorn are also the seeds. So this one's got part of the root starting to grow. So if you were to take this home and maybe put it in some dirt, maybe in your house, keep it watered a little bit, or maybe put it in between two pieces of paper towel and keep them moist, you might see this grow again. Anybody like this?
Can I have it? Can I have it? Can I have it?
Whoa, 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 I'm looking for somebody who's just raising their hand quietly and waiting, not grabbing. All right, we're at another Indian mound. Okay, this is a test. You guys are in 4th grade. You're used to tests, right?
Yeah. 4th, 5th.
We just started 4th grade.
What shapes did it say the Indian mounds take?
Oh, I know.
Tell me one.
They're animal.
Animal. What kind of an animal? Yes.
A turtle?
A turtle? I haven't heard of one, but that's a good
I know where
guess.
she's coming with that. We watched a video the other day and they were saying how some of the mounds stick out like the turtle shape or something.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You were listening. Good. Yes.
A bear.
A bear.
What is it? A walnut.
This is another kind of a nut, a third kind of a nut. And this one has this kind of outer shell, which is different than the acorn and different than the walnut.
Chestnut.
It comes in little segments.
Oh.
And then the nut, not the edible part, but again the shell, and this is a hickory nut. And we'll see some hickory nut trees around here. Okay, so Indian mounds, bear, turtle,
A man?
a man, yeah, man mound.
Man mound.
Yes,
Like a panther?
the panther, yes.
An eagle.
A wolf?
I don't know, it's certainly certainly could be. I would think they would do it, but it's not one of those they mention.
What about an eagle?
Birds. Could be an eagle, could be a turkey vulture. One more? What?
I see a nut on the ground by your foot.
A different kind of nut?
Oh, it's even on a stick.
Oh.
A stick nut.
This looks like a nut.
But it's
A mushroom.
This,
fungus. What is it?
I think this is a different kind of growth. I think this is a gall. And a gall, when a bug lands on a plant, you know about oysters and pearls, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, when an oyster,
Guys, let's step back from the rock, okay? Let's make a little circle around it. Here, step back from it. There you go. Yep, a couple more steps back. You got some
an
room.
oyster lives in the
Back on
ocean,
that. Yep.
and it's kind of like a clam. But when a grain of salt gets inside the oyster, if the oyster could react and talk, say, ooh, that's annoying, it's scratching at me, and then it creates a cover around it, and that's the pearl. So when a bug lays an egg on a plant, the plant does the same thing. It says, ooh, oh, the larva burrows into the plant. And the plant would say, ooh, that's annoying, and then creates a cover around it called a gall. You know what? I'm going to see if this is truly a gall. Is it okay for you guys to bring a knife to school?
No!
No!
That's what that was.
But I do it just for this reason. And I'm going to see if I can cut into it. And if it's a gall, it'll be a little bit empty on the inside because a larvae might be eating, or there might be a larva in there.
Let me see.
Let's see. What? I got a knife in my hand.
Back up a little bit.
Never be by a knife. I'm never.
Keep a little circle around here so everybody
Because I even have a scratch from a knife from yesterday.
Okay, it looks like there's a hole in there. So sometimes a larva will die or get eaten out. This one doesn't look like it was eaten out because there's no hole. But there is an indentation. Looks like maybe a larva was eating in there.
Maybe it overate.
Yeah, maybe. You know, these things are cool, and I'm glad you guys are finding things, because if you remember when you were with me in second grade or first grade, I called you nature detectives.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you still are. So the one shape we didn't mention, this one, and the one we were just at.
Crocodile.
Linear, just a straight line. All right, now let's see. We're going to go to another one. Not listening. Thank you. So here we've got two mounds. Let's see, one. But these are the animal ones. The other ones we saw were linear. Up by the nature center, when you first came in, there's just a round one. And so these are different kinds. You know, I wonder if it made a difference which one they built. You know, for a certain ceremony, would they build a panther or would they build a bird? Yeah.
I think they would build a bird, because kind of like the mourning dove, because it's the state symbol of peace. So I feel like it would make more sense of a bird.
Yeah. You know, sometimes we can just think about possibilities like that. You know, I never hear anybody talk. The Effigy Mound builders didn't build big cities like the Inca or the Aztecs. They built small villages. And it makes me wonder, did they just drink water out of the lake? And when they had to go to the bathroom, that wasn't even a word. Bathroom wasn't even a word for them. But did they have a place, a special place? Because they wouldn't go in there. They built just little houses.
What if they peed in the bush?
those are kind of things I wonder about.
Well, they pee in
Anybody
the
else wonder
woods.
about something? Yeah.
Are there any effigy mounds here?
Well, there's one more up there which you're going to have to find. And I think that's it for the North Shore, down by, I'm trying to think if at the South Shore or south.
South.
Yeah, I think there's a bird one at the south.
Oh yeah, right near the entry into the woods. That's right. Yeah, there's a big bird, and like I said, up there by the nature center, there's a couple of them. But I just wanted to show you, we picked out a hickory nut.
Are you so mean, Cassie?
That's a hickory leaf. Bad leaf and good leaf.
I'm just kidding.
Well, this
Get
is
hit,
a
I'm
leaf
just
that
kidding.
fell off.
I'm just kidding.
See, it's got one stem, but it's got 5 leaflets. So these are not leaves, these are called leaflets. It's a compound leaf from the hickory tree. The oak tree just has a single leaf on a stem. The hickory has leaflets. All right, up that way there should be another mound. Let's see if you can find it.
It's literally right over there. Should be.
Oh. No, I have a funny one. I have a funny Where's my day?
All right, raise your hand if you're listening. Thank you.
Can't wait till it changes it up.
So I'm wondering, there's a mound here, a mound there, mound there, mound over there, mound down there at the South Shore. I wonder if it's the same village, or if was a village here, a small village, and a small village up there, and a different village over there.
I have another one.
But I don't know where to get that kind of information, and I don't know if anybody would know.
I wonder if there's effigy mounds that used to be under the mountain.
Those bluffs are 1.5 billion years old. So those were there before people. So there's no effigy mounds underneath there.
But humans were like 200 million years. Ew!
Yeah, he said
This
billion.
was 1.5 billion. So these are older than the other mountains in the United States.
They're older than dinosaurs.
Yes, much older than the dinosaurs. Anybody here Ho-Chunk? You are? So,
I saw it.
hey, you know what clan you're from?
I don't know.
You don't know? You don't know? So these different mounds makes me wonder too if it's related to, like the Ho-Chunk Nation has different clans, different symbols. The Bear Clan, other things like that. Is that true? And maybe that's what this was. Maybe this was the Bear Clan effigy mound builder village.
My last name is
White Eagle? Walking Eagle? Oh, that's a cool name. And is that your, and do you know what clan you're from? No? Yeah.
Mr. William. I wonder.
Oh, guys. She has a question. I called on her.
Way over there.
Just a minute. Guys, respect for one person. She's been called on. Yeah.
I wonder if all these effigy mounds used to be like houses.
Well, yeah, I wonder too. They say that the earlier ones, that they used to build some of the houses on them. Yeah. Yes, thank you.
Are we going to be at hiking up there?
Not that I know of.
Look at what I found.
Not way
No.
up.
All right, any questions?
Ho-Chunk. How do you say that? You would fall off.
Here is a hickory nut with what looks like some kind of bug on it. Whoops, he's faster than me. There are so many different kinds of mounds.
Oh my God! Get
He's moving. These are some more hickory nuts. All
All
right, we're heading back.
I need water.
Where's
Straw leather? She wants to go through something. No.
is this? Anybody know it? Yeah.
Broken down?
Well, yeah, the same idea. It's decomposing. So this happens to plants, it happens to animals. Things decompose. So what's happening is there's bacteria and fungi and moisture. It's all turning this back into dirt. And so it goes back into the ground and it nourishes the new plants. So it's a whole life cycle. It's wonderful. And it just changes hard wood into dirt again. So it's just a cool process. And it keeps everything growing and everything healthy. Can we pass it around? So just pass it around, make sure everybody gets to see it. And we're heading for some mounds.
Follow Mr. Williams, fourth graders.
So this one is called a linear mound. And you'll stay where you're at. And is there somebody who can read really loud? Can you do it really loud? You can try. Do you want to?
Sure.
Okay.
A group of Native Americans.
Effigy.
Effigy Mound builders.
Approximately.
Approximately 50 generations ago, worked dirt into three kinds of mounds. Those in the form of animals, the true effigy mound, those in the shape of cones or half circles, the round or overall type, and legs. The one here, those which look like ridges, the inner layer type. All three kinds often are found together. These people must have worshipped by the mound.
All right. So what are the three kinds of mounds generally? Name one. They're all effigy mounds. That's kind of the general overall name of them. What's this one?
Linear mound.
Linear. That means this is a linear mound here. So the effigy mound builders, it said they were around 50 generations ago. So how long is that?
50 billion.
Well, first, what's a generation? Yeah.
10 years? No.
What do you think?
Like generation, like it's a new generation of birds or something like that. Kind of like not birds, but like it's a new something.
Yeah, yeah.
You were a different generation from us. It's like when we were born.
Okay, it's kind of a. So you guys know the story about pearls, right?
Yep.
No.
Oh, Jimmy did.
Okay.
They're called pearls, he said.
A pearl is from an oyster, and an oyster is kind of like a clam, and it lives in the ocean. But when the oyster gets a grain of sand inside of it, if it could talk or give you a message, it would say, "Oh, that's annoying," and it scratches, and so it creates a material to go around that grain of sand, and that's the pearl. And then it protects it so it's not so irritating. So something like this, and I'm not sure about these. These could be the same as this, but a different. This is called a gall.
Gall.
A
That's
gall.
a fly.
It rhymes with ball. What?
Fly? Gall.
Well, it could be a fly or some other kind of a wasp maybe. Lays an egg on the leaf. The larva hatches and burrows into the leaf, and if the leaf could talk, it would say, "Ooh, that's annoying," and it grows around it. And then, so this would, and that's called a gall. So this might have a larva in it.
Are you gonna break it open?
You can try and break it open.
Poor little.
On these, I'm not sure. They could be a kind of gall. Some galls are bigger, some are smaller, some are tiny. Or it could just be a seed. I'm not sure about these. So, who's going to try and open it? Okay. Oh, wait, no, here. And you might find more.
I can open it.
All right. Well, if we're all going to look, I could use my knife too. Oh, sorry.
Wait, can I open it?
Yeah, you might need your knife.
I can't see anything.
Yeah, do your knife.
My nails are nuts. Oh, yeah.
I see. Could I see? Too little.
Get up there.
I can't see.
Too little.
Well, I'll bring it around.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a lot.
Ew.
She said,
There's a lot of it.
Get out of my face. Get out.
okay, honey.
I can't see it. Where the
That's
That
a lot.
black thing.
What's that? Ew. Get that away
It's a little
from
water. Yeah, there's a lot.
Ew. Oh my god.
Let me see.
Where are you guys seeing?
Black bug?
Where the teeth?
There's a larva.
What's that? What's that? I didn't.
Finding things. You know, our focus is Indian mounds, but you're expanding that to all kinds of nature things,
I can't see anything.
and that's a good thing. So we've got two kinds of nuts here. So this one is broken open already, and let's see if you can.
Bring it down.
Anybody know what kind of a nut this is?
It's an acorn. It's an acorn.
An acorn. Usually, we don't eat acorns. Some
Squirrels.
cultures do things with acorns, and they're
Squirrels.
edible if you do special things with them. Acorns are great food for the squirrels and other animals. The shell and then the actual nut or the seed, because the acorn is a tree seed, is on the inside. Okay, who had this? You did? Here's another nut.
What the heck is that sound?
This one's got an outer shell also, and we're going to go and be under one of these trees, and you'll find lots of these. What do you think it is?
A black walnut.
A what?
Black walnut.
No, but we might find one of those too. They're around here.
You're okay, what is it?
This one's a hickory,
Oh yeah,
and we'll see a hickory tree, and we'll find lots of hickory nuts. Again, the edible part is on the inside of this.
So we can eat it. Wait, you should cut it open.
You can eat. I don't know if you can eat them raw. You know if you eat raw? It comes in segments. The walnut, which we might find later, is bigger and no segments. This has little segments. This is what the walnut looks like inside. I mean the hickory nut.
Oh, there's the seed. Oh, there's the seed. This one is nice.
We're going to find lots more. A leaf from the hickory tree. So, how many leaves is this?
7. 9. No, 6.
7.
No, 7.
We're a legit not 7.
Okay, how many think 7? All right, it's a trick question. It's 1.
What? Oh yeah, it's all
One.
like collided.
This is where it's attached to the stem. This is called a compound leaf. It's one leaf with many leaflets. And a walnut tree has the same kind of thing. It's one leaf with many, many leaflets on it. All right. Over. Okay.
Effigy Mounds. The immediate
Vicinity.
vicinity of this sign, there are 3 Indian mounds. A bear to the left, a panther straight ahead, and a lion
Linear.
A long, low ridge to the right. Native Americans, effigy mound builders, fashioned dirt in these mounds approximately 1,000 years ago. These people also built a third type of mound, the round or oval type, and often all three types were built in the same area. In all likelihood, a group of mounds was a place for holding ceremonies and rites.
Good job.
Thank you. So, when they say ceremony, what do you think of, what's a ceremony? Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. Like a ceremony is kind of like.
Can you give me an example of a ceremony?
I don't.
Well, let's try another. Yeah.
Celebration.
What?
Celebration.
Yeah. Well, what would be a celebration? What kind of celebration?
Yes, for a ceremony. Celebration. Come together.
A wedding. Maybe a wedding.
Like if you're honoring someone or
Honoring somebody.
family gathering.
A family gathering. A funeral. Yeah.
A birth of a new child.
Oh, the birth of a new child. Yeah. So tell you what. This is kind of big, so we're not going to go around this.
You see this mound here?
But
Is it a mound of rock, or is it
these are dirt mounds.
Okay.
So one of the things I wonder about, did I tell you that mostly I wonder about things more than I know about things? Because the information is hard to find. So maybe I wonder why they would build it and who would build it. Would it be the men? Would it be the women? Would it be the whole family? Would it be the mom and dad sitting around and talking and the kids are fighting with each other and they say, hey, go pile up some dirt. We're going to have a wedding next weekend. We need a mound. So you guys all go and dig it. And then what did they use? They didn't have shovels.
Or hands.
But I need somebody right here. See these bones in the back here? The shoulder bones, shoulder blades, scapula. On horses and cows and buffalo, they're big. They're about this wide. And they're kind of shaped like a shovel. So I think they would get those scapula, shoulder blades, and that's how they would dig.
Their shovel?
With their shovel.
No,
But there's so much that we don't really know. Your arm is disappearing.
Right in front of us.
I want to see.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to pretend that this is the mound itself. And we're going to walk around it a couple times and we're going to raise our hand. And what would we say if this was a wedding? What would we be cheering? How would we be cheering?
Congratulations.
Congratulations. So let's do our own little ceremony around our Indian mound. Follow me.
Follow Mr. Williams around. Silas, Savannah.
Congratulations. And raise your hand. Congratulations. And kind of bounce. Congratulations. Congratulations. I don't hear you. Congratulations. And now move side to side like this and turn around. Congratulations. Okay, we just did a ceremony. All right, there's another mound here in this section. It's not up like this, it's down low. It's in that direction. See if you can find it. Linear. And we saw the linear, the first one there. The bear or animals. What? Indian mound? Well, they're all Indian mounds. They're all effigy Indian mounds. The birds. So bears and four-legged furry animals, birds and linear, and some half circles. Yep, so this one
Bees are fighting over
is
food.
supposedly a bear. Did I tell you they, to kind of keep the specialness of the mounds, the DNR, Department of Natural Resources,
That's how you get them
planted
to stay
native flowers on the mounds so people don't walk on them, and just to make them special. All right.
Very cool.
Anybody have an I wonder about?
I'm
What do you
scared.
got?
I think it's a part of a walnut.
Part of a hickory nut. The walnut is going to be solid, and we might see some walnuts.
It's fine if you leave them alone.
Next time next week.
Leave them alone and they'll leave you alone.
It's red inside. What are they doing?
Yep, this is from a hickory.
They're probably ground wasps or ground bees.
I think they're fighting over
Why
stuff.
it would be red.
Fighting over food.
Sometimes bugs lay their eggs inside of nuts.
Nope, I'm not.
All right, we got a long hike to the final one. All right,
Don't sit back. Don't sit back.
how long is Daisy? So back in the old days, when there were horse and buggies and people would ride from town to town on their horse,
Yeah.
they didn't have hotels and they didn't have a lot of places to stop and take showers. And sometimes the people had lice and fleas and other bugs that they were carrying around on their bodies. So instead of stopping at a hotel, riders would sometimes just stop at a house, and people would have a bedroom that they would let them use. But the people who owned the house didn't want the bugs. So they would take these flowers and put them in the pillow slips. And it's flea-bane means it would scare away the fleas. So they believed that having these flowers inside the pillow slips would keep the bugs and the fleas away from their house.
Did it work?
I don't know if it worked or not. I doubt it. But they believed it, and so they felt a little better then.
Is that real?
All right, we're, looking at the feather, they're all kind of joined. And sometimes maybe we don't pay attention to that, and it's much longer on one side than on the other side. So a bird will have many different feathers, different kinds of feathers. And this small side is usually the one that goes into the wind. And since this one's so big, it's not real close to their body. The ones closer to their body are pretty light. And just how these are held together helps them fly, and sometimes quietly. And back in the old days again, the days of the flea-bane daisy, they would take a feather like this and just trim it down and use it for writing. They would dip it in the ink and then write with it, yeah.
My papa has one of those
Really?
in his shed.
And does he use it to write? He just has it hanging there, huh? Yeah. So feathers can be interesting, and if you really get to know feathers, you can tell what kind of bird it's from. This obviously wasn't from a hummingbird, right? Or a sparrow. What's a big bird that's around here?
I know.
Oh my gosh, look at them all.
They're all over.
They've
Whoa.
been following us the whole entire time.
Well, who smells so good that they want to eat them?
My food.
It's your food. Well, you brought it with you?
Why do you think there would be so many there? Yeah,
They're probably circling something or like an animal.
They're trying to find
probably circling a dead animal. The fumes of the dead animal are going up. And they're gliders. Watch them. You don't see them flap their wings very much. They're mostly on currents, just gliding.
They're gliding in the air.
They do. It's a circle. They do fly in a circle.
Look at that. Hardly ever are they moving their wings.
Yeah, hardly. They're doing the same
There's just like
Blessing the dead animal that they're about to eat.
Why do you think there's good current today that helps them stay up so that they don't have to move their wings? Yeah.
probably like wind up there, like way up there.
Well, why would there be wind up there? Okay, I'm thinking because it's hot, the sun hits the ground and it heats it up and heat rises. And maybe especially on the bluffs, on the rocks, if there's rocks up there, the rocks get hot and the air goes up. All right, I need a reader, a new reader. Okay, nice and loud.
A group of Native Americans,
Effigy Mound builders.
mound builders, fashioned dirt approximately 50 generations ago into 3 kinds of mounds.
Wait, stop. Okay, what are the 3 kinds? Name one.
Bear. Granddaughter.
Bear or animals.
Linear.
Linear.
What was the other one? Remember, look up.
Turkey vultures. Bird.
Birds. And then the half circle too. Okay, go ahead.
Those in the form of animals such as a bear mound to the left of this sign. Those
Where are you?
Here,
Oh, okay.
here.
This sign. Those which look like
This sign.
ridges.
Ridges such as the signal
The mound.
mound to the right,
right.
of this sign and those in the shape of
Cones.
or half circles. The oval type.
These
These
people.
people probably held
Ceremonies.
ceremonies and rites by the mound.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, very good. So life back then was much different. I don't know if I told you this. I wonder if there was a group, a small village right here, maybe a small village over there, maybe a small village down at the South Shore. They didn't build big cities like the Aztec or the Inca. They built villages.
In New York.
What?
In New York. The kids are big city.
Emma's the welcoming committee. She's
Yep,
already
here
waiting.
comes the other group.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Well, that ends our tour of Mounds. Thank you. Thank you for listening.